Kraft Dinner is an abomination. If you don't think so, it's because you've fallen victim to a lie, one that demeans both you and cheese. I used to eat Kraft Dinner. When I first moved off campus with my roommates, we ate it a lot. The convenience of the stuff eclipsed all other considerations. Taste, for instance. We did eventually tire of the stuff. We tried to add a little something like mustard or chopped onions, or if we were really classing it up, we would add chopped up hot dogs. But it didn't change really the basic ingredient. It was still Kraft Dinner. I haven't had Kraft Dinner for over 30 years. Obviously, but my experience with Kraft Dinner is human beings can obviously be manipulated into exchanging a great pleasure for a degraded experience. Say it once again. Human beings can be manipulated to exchange great pleasures for degraded experiences. As evidence, I give you Hostess Twinkies, over 50 million degraded pastries sold each year. M&Ms, over 400 million degraded chocolates produced each day. Folgers coffee, degraded coffee, sold for less than $7 for a 2-pound can. And Coors Light, over 100 million cases of degraded beer sold every year. And Kraft Dinner. There are 7 million Kraft Dinners sold per week. Canadians eat an average of 3.2 boxes a year. I don't eat any. That means someone out there is eating 6.4 boxes of Kraft Dinner per year. Not good. So how can we explain these disturbing numbers? The minions of hell, of course. Okay, so C.S. Lewis wrote a book called The Screwtape Letters. And in it, an experienced demon, Screwtape, sort of offers advice to his nephew, who's a novice, on how to use pleasures to ensnare the human soul. He laments that hell has not been able to produce one single pleasure, but he does have some ideas as to how you can sort of use pleasures to capture a human soul if they are properly degraded. Here's a quote from one of his letters. He says to his nephew, "You must always try to work away from the natural condition of any pleasure, to that in which it is least natural, least redolent of his maker, the least pleasurable." He says that when you're dealing with any pleasure in its healthy and normal and satisfying form, we are, in a sense, on the enemy's ground, the enemy being God. So take the pleasure out and you move it away from the godly intention toward something nefarious. Let's use beer as an example on how the demonic is at work in degrading pleasures. Beer is a pleasure. It's a good gift from God. It's one of the best beers I ever had was in Rennes, France. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was sunny. I was in one of those outdoor cafes. It was a cobblestone road. Across the street were these old 16th century buildings. It was just an amazing thing. I ordered Pique en Bière, which came in a small cup. It was a strong beer, it was in a little glass, and it was flavored like oranges. And I've had it since. I didn't like it nearly as much, but in that moment, it was incredible. And I think I experienced what was close to what was in God's mind when he invented hops and barley and yeast. It was this amazing experience. So a lot of people have experienced these great microbrewery kinds of beers, but there's these other ones, these mass-produced lagers, that people who want to express their freedom by having fun that's given to them through alcohol, they pound 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 of these degraded beers. The taste of each individual beer is unremarkable, and then the next day you have this pounding headache and a fitful sleep that night. Like, that is a degradation of the pleasures that are intended for human enjoyment. Isn't one craft beer superior to a dozen Coors Lights? And isn't the long love to one marriage partner far superior to all kinds of short-term relationships? Let me tell you how to eat craft or let me tell you how to eat mac and cheese. The ingredients of my seafood macaroni and cheese are olive oil, large shrimp, chopped onions, chopped peeled carrots, chopped celery, garlic cloves peeled and flattened, Turkish bay leaf, tomato paste, cognac or brandy, I prefer cognac, butter, flour, whipping cream, fortina cheese, gemelli pasta, fresh crab meat, and fresh chopped chives sprinkled on the top. These, properly blended and prepared, have echoes of heaven.